Okay, let's dive right into this. Today, we are dissecting a truly chilling digital anomaly. It's a terrifying sequence of events that is honestly going to make you look twice at every single smart device sitting in your bedroom. We've got a deeply suspenseful timeline to break down today, drawn straight from a documented case of a smart home system behaving in ways it absolutely 100% should not. So let's begin the autopsy.
I want you to picture the setting here. It is 2:15 a.m. on a storm-heavy Saturday night. You are fast asleep. The house around you is pitch black. The only thing piercing the darkness are these sudden, stark flashes of lightning illuminating your living room through the windows. It is the most mundane, vulnerable state imaginable, right? You're totally at rest, completely unaware of your immediate surroundings, and just trusting the lock on your front door.
But then, suddenly, that deep silence is broken. A crisp, mechanical chime echoes from the smart speaker sitting right on the bedside table. Just a second later, the AI voice assistant wakes up. You know the look. Its LED ring lights up in that familiar, pulsing blue circle. But here's the thing. There was no prompt. No trigger word was ever spoken by the person in bed. Out of nowhere, completely shattering the quiet of the room, the polite, automated tone announces in a flat mechanical voice, playing live audio feed from secondary room microphone. Now, what's really interesting about this is the immediate, incredibly jarring contradiction the user faces. The device's internal system is claiming it's actively pulling an audio feed from a secondary room. But the physical reality? It's entirely different. This person only owns one smart speaker, and it is sitting right there, mere inches away on the nightstand. There is no secondary room setup. There is absolutely no other microphone.
And before that groggy 2 a.m. confusion can even settle, before they even have a chance to reach out their hand in the dark and unplug the thing, the audio shifts. Sharp static crackles through the small speaker. The playback loop begins. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates how technology can just instantly flip from a passive, helpful little tool into an active broadcaster of pure dread. The speaker isn't waiting for a command anymore. It is forcing the user to listen.
So let's map out exactly what plays over that static. It's a 10-second auditory timeline of terror, and it unfolds like this. At 0 seconds, coming over the feed is the distinct rhythmic sound of heavy footsteps walking on wooden floorboards. At 5 seconds, you hear the unmistakable metallic click and squeak of a door handle slowly turning. And then at 10 seconds, the audio captures the sound of the user's own quiet breathing right there in the bed. This timeline definitively proves that someone or something has just walked right into the room.
Then, the playback cuts out and the AI voice chimes in once again. Recognized phrase recorded 10 seconds ago. The contrast here is just horrific. You have this cheerful, helpful, completely oblivious automated tone calmly indexing a literal nightmare that is actively unfolding in the dark. It is politely informing the user that a voice command was detected just moments prior. It's treating an intruder like a routine calendar update.
So what was that recognized phrase, played back over the speaker, recorded right next to the microphone, is a soft, wet whisper. He's still asleep. The sheer, terrifying proximity of that voice to the microphone means whoever spoke it wasn't standing way over by the door. No, they were leaning right over the bedside table in the dark.
This brings on this icy, delayed realization. The initial assumption, was that the audio was playing from some non-existent secondary room, maybe just a bizarre cloud glitch. But the terrifying reality? So the crucial point is, the speaker wasn't pulling from another room at all. It was streaming live audio from its own back-facing microphone. And that microphone was pointing directly toward the dark, narrow gap between the bed and the wall.
And take a look at this visual escalation here. The LED light on top of the speaker didn't stay in its standard friendly blue command mode. It shifted. The pulsing stopped entirely, and it turned into a solid blood-red ring. This is a warning state. The system recognized something in its proximity sensors that wasn't a standard user command. It was actively registering a threat. Suddenly, the AI's voice changes completely. It drops in pitch. It glitches out a bit, sounding really distorted and broken as it delivers a proximity warning you never, ever want to hear from your home tech. Warning: unknown entity is standing 4 inches behind your headrest. The digital assistant has officially pinpointed the exact location of that whisper in the dark.
This kind of digital terror triggers an immediate, sheer physical reaction. It's like a slow heartbeat of panic. Step 1. The body completely freezes, lungs just holding breath in pure waking paralysis. Step 2.
The heart pounds violently against the ribs. It's practically deafening in the silence of the bedroom. And then, step 3. A faint, ice-cold draft brushes against the back of the neck. The threat is no longer just digital audio playing from a speaker. It is breathing down their neck.
Then, down on the mattress, cutting straight through the pitch-black room, the phone screen suddenly lights up. It's this stark, bright rectangle glowing in the darkness, immediately pulling the user's panicked eyes downward. This visual cue really signals the climax of the sequence. It's a silent, glowing herald of the final notification from this compromised smart home ecosystem.
The smart home app displays one final automated notification right there on that glowing screen. Audio loop completed. Entity has initiated physical contact. The cold, deadpan delivery of this text, framing an impending, violent intrusion as nothing more than a simple completion of a digital routine, is just absolutely chilling. The system isn't calling for help, it is simply documenting the end of the user's isolation.
And then comes the physical confirmation. Barely a second after that notification lit up the phone, 2 long, freezing fingers press softly against the nape of the user's neck. The breach is complete. The inescapable physical contact has been made. I think the ultimate takeaway from this autopsy of a smart home nightmare is a very simple rule of survival. If your smart speaker ever starts playing back audio you didn't record, do not listen to what's behind you.
Which wraps up this particular explainer, but I definitely want to leave a lingering question for you to consider tonight. Think about the room you are sitting in right now. If your smart speaker chimed unprompted right now in the quiet of your room, what is sitting behind